The Eurozone crisis is having a ripple effect around the bloc. Franco-Belgian bank Dexia could become the first major European financial institution to fall since the sovereign debt crisis began. Both France and Belgium say they're ready to step in if necessary. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now by our business editor, Owen Fairclough. Owen, give us the latest now on Dexia. Is the bank truly bust?
Well, Ginny, when you've got not one but two national governments offering financial support, and a sell-off of some 40% on top of a sell-off on Monday of around 25%. It does start to look that way, doesn't it? And yet this is why the markets are so unfair to some of these banks right now. Dexia has a better capital position than many European banks, what they call core capital. That's, if you like, a safety net to withstand these kind of market attacks and withstand investor nerves when they start to sell off. It's been building on that position over the summer, getting rid of assets, basically shrinking itself, and crucially trying to reduce its exposure to Greece. It's got some 3 billion euros invested in various Greek funds and so on. It's been trying to unwind that position, and yet this is why I say it's so unfair that as soon as you mention Greece when you're a bank, any kind of call to reason or rationale among your investors is just drowned out by the sound of them running away from you.
Now, plenty of banks have been in trouble recently. What makes this one different?
Well, it's a very interesting situation. You've got the governments of France and Belgium. They're both major shareholders in Dexia. It's basically split between two countries. And a lot of their investments are tied up in town and city councils, not just in France and Belgium, but in Italy as well. So lots of local governments depend on this bank for short-term funding. The problem is with Dexia right now is that they themselves are struggling to get short-term funding to pass that on to these governments, to these local governments. It has shades a little bit of the subprime disaster of 2008, although the situation is specific, partly because of Greece right now. The problems as well is when you've got governments involved, if they have to step in to bail out this bank, it could ultimately affect their credit ratings. And if that happens, you see the credit ratings of France and Belgium downgraded, then all hell will break loose in the Eurozone.